like to share that story with you because it touched me. He said he was walking down the street about 2 months ago, and he saw a guy sitting at an outdoor cafe with a gray beard. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is going to be a story about some old guy giving him a old guy wisdom, piece of wisdom. But then I remembered, about 2 months ago, I ran into him on the street. My beard is gray. And sure enough, the old guy in the story was me. So it's time for me to face facts. I'm middle-aged. Being middle-aged is not so bad, but middle age is a very weird time for you to discover Facebook. You see, for my whole life, I have been very disconnected to my past. I had only one friend that I kept in contact with. From elementary school, I did not keep in touch with any single person. From high school, I did not keep in touch with any single person. I was very disconnected to my past until recently, thanks to this wonderful thing they call Facebook. And I began to see many of my old friends from elementary school, from grade school, from high school. And you know what happens? And I'm looking at these pictures of people, and some of them look very similar to how they did years ago. Some of them look quite different. Now, you know what happens when you become middle-aged like me? It's not wrinkles. It's not gray beard only. What happens, and this is what Hollywood doesn't understand, when they cast somebody to be the hero, but in his flashback when he was a teenager, or when they age him to look older for a flash forward. What happens when you become middle-aged is that you don't have wrinkles, you don't have gray necessarily. What you do have is a bigger head. Seriously, your head gets bigger, but your face stays the same. Look around, look at the young people around you. And just like in 20 years or so, their heads are going to be bigger, their faces will be the same. And that is my take on middle age. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, because of Facebook, I have been reconnected with my past, and I've been looking back a lot more than I have been in the past. I'm not the kind of person who looks forward much. Toastmasters has this model, which I'm actually going to maybe get myself disqualified from by distancing myself from it a little bit. Toastmasters has this model of setting goals, meeting goals, setting them, achieving them, making a list, put it on your wall. Well, I'm not sure that that model is the best model for every single person in the world. It's good for some. Some people who don't do it could certainly use it. But I've always been more of a next step person. I'm only interested in what the next step is. And that's brought me here. That's been good enough for me. I'm happy with that. However, setting goals, I believe, is a very good thing for organizations. Because in organizations, people come and go. The plans of one regime get lost when the new one comes in, and it's very important that we do set goals. And that's what I'm talking about tonight. Korea Toastmasters, we're not a middle-aged organization yet. Some of you, probably everybody here, who's a member at least, does remember, because it was so recent, Korea Toastmasters childhood, when we were all these individual clubs working for our own purposes. And as we all know, this has changed recently. We have become a territorial council. We've achieved that goal. We had a goal of 20 clubs. We've achieved it. The board of directors at headquarters elected to award upon us the title of territorial council. We have made progress. We're not middle-aged. I would say that where we are right now is Korea Toastmasters adolescence. And that includes everything that we may find with human adolescence. We have growing pains. People are not used to the new structure. People are not sure what the boundaries are. We make mistakes. I mean, we're the territorial council. We're all new to things. We made mistakes already, and then we're trying to fix them. But we are at the stage of adolescence. So what's next for Korea Toastmasters? Middle age. This is our next goal. This is where Korea Toastmasters' head gets bigger, but the face stays the same. 45 clubs is our next goal. We need everybody in this room to take us to the next level. We have, what, 22 clubs, 23 clubs as of today? We need more. We need to be 45 clubs. I spoke here last semester.
Yes, he
For those of you who don't know what I do for a living, now you do.
well kept secret.
I spoke here, as my professor, right? I spoke here last year, and I talked about creating the network and casting the net bigger. We've done that. The network is getting more detailed, but we need to keep moving on this. We need more clubs. There are still areas where there are no clubs. Are there any clubs in Gangwon-do?
Jeju Island.
Jeju Island.
No club in Jeju.
Yeah, when is the Jeju Club going to get started?
I want.
Because this is my dream. My dream. I have a dream. You know what my dream is? My dream. Don't Toastmasters. It may be a pipe dream, but it's a dream.
Let's go Toastmaster.
To become middle-aged, we need 45 clubs. At 45 clubs, we become a provisional district. That means certain things certain freedoms that we have now will kick into place, such as officers will be required to be trained in order for clubs to become distinguished. That's been waived so far. So 45 clubs. When will that happen? Any guesses?
6 months.
6 months?
Next month. Okay. Tim, we're going to hold you to that.
Next month, 6 months.
6 months, okay. You may have noticed that the faster we grow, the faster we grow. The more clubs we have, the more clubs are being established. It's been a wonderful experience the past year. In 1 month, we went from 13 clubs to 20. That was incredible. That was exhilarating. And we can keep that up. Because after 45 comes the ultimate goal. 60 clubs. At 60 clubs, we become a fully recognized district. 60 is not old age. Think of 60 more as a cocoon. We will be reborn at 60 clubs. We will send the winner of our national contest to the international contest in America. We need 60 clubs for that to happen. But we can do it. Because, fellow Toastmasters, any guests who are here, life begins at 60.